We have full GCM testing complete now. Come on. Okay, so 200 series GCM increases. So as a lot of 200 series owners may be well aware that under an SSM pre-registration, a lot of companies were offering GCM increases under their SSM approval. Now, there's technically no issue with that because under the first stage or second stage of manufacture process, the SSM company takes responsibility for that type of approval, whilst I know the federal government said they don't support or endorse. It didn't ever say you couldn't do it. It was always, what's the test basis for GCM? Now over in the US, there's a test parameter for GCM increases. However, it was never adopted by Australia. So whilst you can use that test data and say, well, that is a GCM test, what the state governments did post-rego is says, we're not going to accept GCM because there's no legislative Australian approved test for GCM. And realistically, it's all about, there's not a specific law that's approved in Australia for GCM. So Queensland government or TMR went out on a limb and they went through all their legal guys and they created LS16, which is a code for GCM. Now that came in probably a year or so ago. It's getting on a bit now. However, nobody had the gear or the equipment or the process to be able to do it. And so JMACX have been working with AEV since we had those meetings with TMR. We have worked with them with the dyno trailer and all of the stuff required so that we could meet the Queensland Transport's recommended test for GCM. So forgetting about pre-rego, this is what the Queensland government have said and their legal team have said, you must pass this test for Australian conditions and this is what we want. So we had to go out and then meet those requirements. We have done that. So along with AEV in Townsville and JMACX working together, we've managed to get full GCM approval for the 200 series Wagon at 4.2, 3.8 or 4.2 with a 3.5 ton tow. Now, we are rolling that out currently and we're going to be rolling that out to all of our facilities. So those that have 200 series post-rego. Now, the trick is, whilst it's a Queensland approved test, other states and engineers are accepting it because it's legislative. Whilst the state might not have their own state rule in place, once a government makes a legislative path, engineers in other states are told that as long as they have an approved test, which is legislative, they're happy to sign off on GCM. Now in saying that, if you're in another state, not in Queensland, the facility would need to check with their local engineer to make sure we can supply them all of the information and data they require to make sure that the engineer in that state is happy to do it. A big one we get hit with is WA. Can we do it in WA? AEV have been in discussions with the WA Transport and the engineers in WA to make sure that the test that we do carries weight there. So basically again, WA, take all the information, go to WA engineer and make sure that it's be able to approve. But as I said, we are rolling that out through our 30, 40 facilities around the country to be able to do that. The other side of what we've done is we've also finalised a 4-ton tow on the 200 series Wagon. Now, 4.2 tonne GVM, 4-ton tow. Post-registration under LS16 with full GCM approval. So that is also available. Probably we're just finalising some small details on instructional stuff for fitting. However, we will see that roll out, I would say probably March, that 4-ton tow on the 200 series. We have all the same gear going on for the 300 series. So if you're a 200 series owner looking to upgrade to a 300 series, we have full GCM testing complete now on everything from the Wagon at 4.2 with a 3.5 tonne. We also have a 4-ton tow option, which will be pre and post rego. Pre eventually once we have the do the adjustments on our SSM. However, on our dual cab variants, 200 series, 300 series dual cab variants, we have full GCM testing for post-rego as well. I don't believe there's another company in Australia that can do dual cabs post-rego with GCM increase. However, JMACX now have all of that options rolling through the door. So if you're interested in GCM package for your 200 specifically right now, or your 300 series, reach out to JMACX HQ or one of our facilities, remembering that consultation with your local signing engineer in other states is critical to ensure that they're happy to sign off using the legislative path that Queensland have provided. So if you've got any more information, contact one of our dealers or contact our main office. Jump on our website at www.jmax.com.au.